What's happening, people? Back for the next part of this special Carmen suite, included on a Bizet CD with Herbert von Karajan conducting, and indeed, it sort of lists this as Bizet Carillon. So I think what that means is that this is specially tailored, this Carmen suite by Herbert von Karajan. So ultimately, as I mentioned, it also features two suites for Les Arlésiens, which is another suite of music, or rather another composition of incidental music Bizet did for a operatic performance. In any case, the story of Carmen is a little bit different than I said at the end of the last video, meaning I went and checked just to confirm what I was remembering in sparse detail. I was close. It is a love triangle, and someone does die at the end, but it's not the Toreador, it's not the bullfighter who's Escamillo, who's very glamorous and flashy and handsome, and it's not Don Jose, the soldier who falls from grace because he becomes entranced and bewitched by the Romani Carmen, who is very beautiful and, mysterious. But it's actually Carmen herself, because Don Jose, broken-hearted and feeling like he can't compete with Escamillo, the bullfighter, eventually kills her. And my understanding is actually the intrigue of the love affairs, the proletarian aspects of some parts of the story, and the on-stage murder of Carmen were all considered very controversial when this was first performed in 1875. And unfortunately, Bizet died before it really became the successful and renowned opera that it has, so that's a bit of a tragedy. But I will note also that my understanding, given the reading I just did, there was originally a set of dialogue recitative in the work that Bizet wrote for his opera, but it was only a few years later when his friend Guiraud decided to, or in collaboration with Bizet, created some new recitative for the performance, and Bizet was still incorporating some of the new material when he passed away. So there's actually no definitive version of the opera, and it's performed with some differences over the years and by different companies. So it's not one where there is a single and clear rendition of the opera. In any case, for this special suite, we're going to listen to the entr'acte, or the interlude, that plays before the beginning of Act 2, which is listed as an allegro moderato, and it is The Dragons of Alcala. So yes, some of these interludes have names as they are in the original opera, though I have to say on this CD here, they're just listed as interlude or interacte. So in any case, yes, this one is commonly referred to as The Dragons of Alcala. It has a bit of a mysterious sound, a bit of a fantastical sound, and I think there are parts of the opera and this suite which very much have this Spanish fantasy sound to them, and this is definitely one, so let's give it a listen. This is George Bizet from his Carmen suite, or rather from his incidental music from Carmen, put into a 4-part suite here by Herbert von Karajan and performed by the Berlin Philharmonic. A shorter one, certainly, and definitely one in which the woodwinds provide most of the heavy lifting. I think we hear oboes, clarinets, definitely a flute or two. So yeah, there are some string moments in there, but by and large it's a woodwind-driven piece. As I said, you can hear the Spanish sound. It also has a bit of a fantasy environment, at least to my ears and brain. And I don't remember, because again, I saw it a long time ago and I don't recall details, but I'm guessing the Dragons of Alcala refers to like a regiment, maybe one that Don Jose is serving in. Either way, I don't think the story has actual dragons, which I clarify because I'm saying it has this fantastical sound. But yes, it's another very sonorous and melodically compelling tune. I think the entire opera is full of them, but I like how the interludes really do give a lot of melodic atmosphere between the acts of the opera. So, once again, shout out to Bizet, his friend Guiraud, Herbert von Karajan, and the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra. Two more to go. I'll see you in a moment for the next one.